food and other essential items. Those looking to help can call 082 465 9067. There are now more than 200 COVID-19 vaccine candidates around the world. The rollout of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine is well underway in the United Kingdom, the US and Canada. In South Africa, Johnson & Johnson has applied for vaccine registration. Manufacturers will have to get approval from the South African Health Products Regulatory Authority that approves medical products in the country. The Department of Health will then decide on distribution. So how does the process work? Silverani Padayachee is Senior Manager for Pharmaceutical Evaluation at SAPRA. She joins us via Skype. Silverani, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's a complicated process, but let's start with how many vaccines are in fact being reviewed at the moment.
So at the moment, SAPRA is reviewing one vaccine, and we have engaged with several of the applicants in pre-submission meetings to date.
So what is the process? How long does this process take? How soon could it realistically be available to South Africans?
So the process actually depends on the approach that is taken. So if an applicant submits an application using a reliance approach, which means submitting reports that were evaluated by other regulatory authorities that SAPRA aligns with, we are able to process that a lot faster. If it's not a reliance approach and it's a full review, the time taken would be much more because we are then reviewing everything without any basis of reliance.
So at this stage, are you reviewing Johnson & Johnson?
Yes.
And so realistically, how long does that process then take?
Okay, so they've made their submission, and the type of approach that we're using is a rolling review approach, which means that they will submit information or data that they have in different stages, and as the new data becomes available, it's submitted and we then perform reviews.
How can you assure
the time taken depends on the data.
Sorry, Silverani, to interrupt there. I think one of the biggest questions viewers have is around the safety of a vaccine that does become available. What are the checks and balances to ensure that that vaccine is safe?
So, of course, we do an evaluation of the preclinical, so non-clinical on animal studies. We do an evaluation on the clinical trials that has been conducted on human subjects. And we establish from that the frequency of side effects and the impact of the vaccine on users. So the larger the number of patients that have been exposed to the vaccine, the greater the chances of us knowing what the side effects are. So the frequency of these side effects, and the more subjects there are, the better the chances of picking up less common side effects. So these are all then collected, and we do review its impact in terms of risk benefit basis. So if the side effect is minor, just causes mild headaches, etc., the benefit of having the vaccine obviously exceeds the risk. However, if the case is such that the risk is worse, we will then take action in terms of not allowing the vaccine to be registered, or even ensuring that the vaccine, if it is registered, is withdrawn then from the market if it is significantly affecting the risk of or the safety of the patient.
We know that there were fast tracks to get to a COVID vaccine. Are any of the steps being jumped over in order to get approval of a vaccine?
So I think in terms of development, one would think it takes about 8 to 10 years to achieve what has been achieved in 2 years. That does not mean that there has been less rigor in the way it has been done. We as a regulator would look at the data, would intensity to ensure that all the aspects of the quality, safety, and efficacy has been adequately addressed to allow such a product on our market.
Silverani, thank you so much. Silverani Padayachee there with SAHPRA, and they would be the ones that do approve a vaccine.